Straight racing is great racing. It's the 2018 Healesville Cup this Sunday afternoon, and I'm joined by Jason Adams to preview what a race it is. Up the straight, the dragsters going head-to-head.
It's going to be a great race, James, and in September, just a great time of the year with the AFL finals and, of course, most importantly, the Healesville Cup this Sunday. It's going to be a belter of a day out.
Let's hope the weather holds out. Sunny and good are the conditions at this point in time. We'll get straight into the tab market as well as the box draw for the Healesville Cup. And lining up from the inside, it's DYNA Hunter. He's at $4.80 as we roll through the market. $3.30 raw ability, the fixed odds favourite, but the fastest qualifier through was Hot Gene at $5.50. What do you make of the market?
Well, James, I kind of like BAROOGA Brett out in box 8. I just thought in his heat, the way he navigated and found the room that he needed to really get around the field. I think that's probably a little bit underrated too at Healesville, finding your way out of traffic. Thought he did that really well. I think he represents good value. Maybe Swift Rain as well. It was his first start for the year. You got to keep that in mind as well. The way he ran home too was really encouraging. Yeah, look, he only went 19.47, I think it was, but he found trouble early, switched to the outside. Reserves, of course, I Got It and Mare Digby. I want to start with number 1, DYNA Hunter, as we take a look at the replay now. He jumped from box number 4 in his heat. He's now had 2 goes at the track under race conditions. His run home was the best of all of the heats. He only went 6.63, and we saw just a moment ago he wasn't flash away, but once he mustered through, found the rails, I think he found the line really well. I just think third look at the track, he's going to really improve. I think so. We've seen him do some really good things on the Metropolitan tracks as well, and you mentioned on Sunday, he missed the start a little bit, but once he got that clear running, he was really able to take off, and as you said, the more looks at Healesville you can get, the better you're going to be. Yeah, it's definitely advantageous to have a few looks, and I know the Collins Kennel think something of this pup, DYNA Hunter. Startron, I thought, was a really, really impressive win. He had a little bump early in the race. He went to the outside, but Peter Gallo, who was the odds-on favourite, most recent Provincial Cup winner, rolled to the front, and Startron was just a massive win. Rolled up the outside, took the lead, gave Peter Gallo windburn, and went good time as well. He did, and he got held up a little bit by Peter Gallo, so I thought it was a good tenacious effort to really go on with his business, and he's been racing really well at Healesville too. We spoke about DYNA Hunter and the experience he's gaining it up the straight. Startron, he's already got that. He's already in great form at the track, and look, he's drawn well in box 2, I think, as well. Yeah, number 3, raw ability. I thought he was just absolutely brilliant on Sunday afternoon. Box number 8, I Got It, who's had, I think, 8 starts going into the heat for 7 wins and a minor placing, led up from the inside, or from box number 2, but raw ability jumped magnificently. His sections were simply outstanding, 6.43, 19.12. He did it the tough way. At no point did he get onto the rail, but he kept grinding away, and I thought the way he won, the way he put the head down was just a fabulous win. And especially late, he looked gone. I thought I Got It really took over mid-race, and you're in the box seat, James. It looked like he fought really well. He drew half a length in front, I reckon. I Got It with about 50 to go, and he looked like he was just about to put raw ability away. But look, you don't win Group 1s unless you have that courageous will to win, and that's what raw ability's got. He found another gear and he arrived in time. I think he'll be much improved on the run as well. Kuta Mayhem, of course, he was 7th in this race last year. He's a Melbourne Cup place getter. Zoom Out's an interesting runner, drawn box number 5. I tipped her on top for the Shepparton Cup. I think she's a better circle dog than straight dog. I think they get their chance to run her down up the straight. I think so. I think one thing she's obviously got on her side is acceleration. I think she's probably to the first split on average around Australia. She's got to be one of the fastest, but we saw on Sunday she just wanted to get to the rail a little bit. So I tend to agree with you, James. She probably is better to those tracks, whether it be a one turn or city track. Yeah, and I thought she'd drawn a bit awkwardly in 5 because Hot Gene, another of the fast beginners in the race, drawn her outside. I think it would have been better if Hot Gene was inside of Zoom Out, but how good was Hot Gene? I mean, went in a bit of the underdog. She's only got $15,000 prize money against some more seasoned campaigners, but she went 6.38 to the first peg, 19.02 overall. It was explosive speed, just a dominant display, and if she repeats that, she's going to be a big player. I think so. She's gone 6.38 to the first split, which is just a length outside of the first split record held by Banjo Shark. I can tell you one day it went 4.80s or something silly at Sandown, so she's levelling up to a freak, and obviously she pinged the lids like a rocket on Sunday, and you think she'd do it again. She's been faultless in her career so far. Yeah, we touched on Swift Rain earlier. Number 8, BAROOGA Brett. I know you're pretty keen on this chaser. He was a very strong win. We know he's got the strength. He can get the 500 no problem, so if he lobs close, he's going to be pretty hard to hold out. Brooke Ennis going for back-to-back cups, winning it with Zinzan Brooke, and a couple of years prior it was Jamie Ennis with Size Does Matter. So the Ennis camp, they know how to win a Healesville Cup. They do, and I think think he's terrifically drawn, BAROOGA Brett. As I said before, he kind of levelled up where he was in the race and hooked to the outside when it really mattered. And I think, given he did want to get to the outside, you've got to think the pink's got to suit him, and he should have a paddock to work with. He's a slow beginner in swift rain on his inside. I think the speed inside a lot. So we saw him want to get to the outer. Should have a paddock to work with, I think, early.
Well, I think nearly every heat winner of the Cup was drawn beyond 3 and outwards, so it looks like if that's the case, the outside brigade could be pretty hard to hold out. Zoom out Hot Gene to lead, maybe BAROOGA Brett to get the sweep. I did bring up a graphic that we've put together here just to show how similar these run homes are. The quickest run home in the race, DYNA Hunter at 12.60. The slowest run home of the race was Swift Rain, but he overcame a stack of bother and his time wasn't too far away, just about 3 lengths. So they're so compact, this field, it makes it so hard to find the winner. But Jace, who is going to win? I
think BAROOGA Brett, number 8. I've already spruiked already. I think he's drawn terrific out in box number 8. Second, I've gone number 6, Hot Gene. We've spoken about the faultless early speed that she's got. I think there's no doubt about it. She's going to reproduce that again on Sunday in the final. Third, number 1, DYNA Hunter, is obviously maturing into a very talented type. I think there's a lot of good things ahead of him. And fourth, number 3, Raw Ability. We spoke about his class, and he's just a type. He's a Group 1 winner, can do anything, anywhere. So 8, 6, 1 and 3 for me, James.
8, 6, 1, 3 for Maat and Jason Adams. My numbers, 1, 3, 6 and 2. I'm going the red on top, DYNA Hunter. Look, I just think if he gets the nice run through at the right time, he's got the advantage of those 2 runs up the straight. I think he can run really well. For second, I went 3, Raw Ability. I thought his heat win was probably the most impressive of all of the heat wins, just the way he had to work. I do worry that Startron, though, on his inside might push up the track early. For third, I've gone the 6, Hot Gene. If she begins like she did in the heat, she's clearly a player. And number 2 in for fourth, Startron. Just got the advantage of going up Healesville numerous times before, so I think he's going to know his way around and run a really good race as well. But I think the key to this Healesville Cup, Jace, is getting on the rail. We saw last year Zinzanbrook, as we see now, duck to the inside about 100 to go, punch through and stave off Aston DB. I feel if you can lob the rail 100 to go, it's like a sprint lane in the harness and you'll claim the Healesville Cup. Yeah,
we saw a lot of heat winners do that on Sunday, and they didn't charge to the fence and get to the rail early, but they made that move mid-race. And as you said, if you get there in the second half of the race, that's when we've seen the good ones do good things. And we'll see who settles in that spot on Sunday in the final.
You love to bet at the halfway, but unfortunately we can't do that. Look, it's going to be a massive day of racing up at Healesville. Just quickly before we wrap up, your $20 spend for tab.com.au?
$10 each way, number 8, BAROOGA Brett. I just think he's at a nice price at around $7. If he doesn't win, he runs a drum, even money, so we'll get our money back. So $10 each way, number 8's BAROOGA Brett.
We're keeping it really simple. I'll go 10 each way, DYNA Hunter. That's the way we'll spend our 20. You're going to be up there on Sunday for straight track racing, Jace?
I'll be thereabouts, James. It's going to be a big day, great race to look forward to, and the good weather. It's going to be a great opportunity to get out there. Healesville, picturesque track. You'll be missing out if you're not in attendance.
Straight track racing is great racing. Get to Healesville Sunday afternoon for the 2018 Healesville Cup.